Good evening, everyone. I am sitting here working on my goals for next year. I'm very goal oriented. I like to plan out everything with my financial goals, my physical goals, and just everything I've got planned for next year. Um, I'm really good about setting goals, but I'm very bad on the execution. A lot of times, I'm bad about holding myself accountable to my goals and keeping them in front of me and really tracking my progress towards achieving my goals. So that is something I'm really focused on for 2025. I've got a lot of I have a lot of things that I'm working on. Trying to put myself in a better financial position, trying to do a number of things. Uh, it's funny. A year ago, I was thinking about retirement, and I was planning on retiring as early as I possibly could at like 62. Even possibly at age 60. I could have potentially have done that. It would have been a little tough. That'd be 12 years from now. That would have been a little bit difficult to do. Um, the last year, I think I have matured a little bit. For a long time, I've been thinking about retiring in Spain. I'm starting to kind of move away from that idea. Um, and, part of my rationale for just moving to Spain and retiring there was the cost of living is a lot less. Um, but now when I'm thinking more about it, and I'm starting to think a lot more about what I'm leaving behind, I've got two daughters, and I'm starting to really think more about how I can help them. I've had a really blessed life. I'm 48 right now. I am getting older, and I guess that's just got me thinking a lot more about my kids and what kind of financial situation they're going to be facing. I feel like the world is a very uncertain place right now. Um, Housing is so expensive. My oldest daughter, she is actually going to be inheriting a home. On her mom's side, she's the only child, only grandchild, and her grandmother is going to be leaving her house to her. So that's it's paid off. It's completely paid off. So she would only have the house is 35 years old, I guess. So it's a decent home, a decent size home, good size lot, about a half acre size lot. Um, so I feel like my oldest daughter is pretty well taken care of that way. My youngest daughter, I'm probably going to. What I'm thinking I might do is leave my home to her. That way, each child has a house taken care of. Piper, my youngest, is 13, so I don't know how much longer I'll be around, but by the time maybe she's 30, let's see, 17 years from now, I would be 65. So, so we'll see. I think that might be something I think about, but I'm wanting to try to just get my daughter set up as best as I can before I kick the bucket. You know what I mean? I'm really thinking a lot more about that. So I'm thinking about maybe working longer, maybe work to 67. Um, we'll see. It just all kind of depends on your health and everything too, which you can't really predict. But I just had that gastric bypass done about 10 weeks ago. I've lost a ton of weight. I'm down about 71 pounds already. Well, that's from my high. Um, I'm down 55 since surgery. 55 pounds in 10 weeks. I've lost since surgery. But I lost some weight before surgery, and so if you count that, I'm down 71. Um, I think it's really important that we look to establish a legacy, establish, really think about, if you have children, really thinking about their futures, because heaven knows things are haven't been great here in the United States for a while. It's really rough out there. It's very hyper competitive here. That's one of the biggest differences between the United States and Europe and some of these other countries, is that people over there are just very relaxed and just want to enjoy their lives, and it's here, it's work, 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 make money, make money, make money, and it's just it's a very different environment, and I to be honest with you, I do tend to um prefer the European model that way. I think it's a little overdone here in the United States. I think, you know, the division between the upper echelon and the average people is just becoming too pronounced, and that's not a good thing. I think I think that gap has got to start closing a little bit. We just hollowed our middle class out. We don't really have a middle class in the United States anymore. It's either you're just knocking it out of the ballpark, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, or you're just scraping by. And it's like there's not much in the middle there. um so I think that's going to correct itself. I think people are already starting to get a little vocal about it. It does need to be fixed. America needs a strong middle class. um I am thinking of ways of trying to increase my income. I know, as an employee, because I am an employee, you're limited. You're limited, in terms of how much money you can make. You're limited in terms of tax deductions and everything else. So I've never been very good about. I've thought about starting a business before, but I'm not very creative when it comes to like ideas of how to, what kind of business to even start. It's like I'm not even really sure. Um, it would probably be something online, but then designing a website and all of that, I'm not very good with. So, so it's just, I'm kind of debating what I would want to do that way. I am thinking about trying to get my CFP done this year. If I got my CFP, potentially, that could be something that could help increase my income. Um, just a lot of thoughts that way. I have a lot of goals for this year. This upcoming year. I'm trying to build some cash savings because, like most Americans, I don't have a lot of wiggle room in my budget. I don't have a lot of cash savings. They say that you should have 3 to 6 months worth of savings in the bank. I'm not anywhere close to that. I am working on paying off some debt, and so that's also something I'm working on for this year. It's tough when you have goals of saving but also paying off debt, because it's it's like I need an emergency savings, and so I'm trying to fund that once I have at least a sufficient balance. Then I'll probably start throwing more money at my debt. um I I just feel like, I'm sitting here, I have 2 college degrees, I'm bilingual, I speak English and Spanish. I've got all kinds of, investment licensed. I have several different you know uh, insurance licenses, all of that. And I've never broken 6 figures ever in any year. I've never made 6 figures in a year. And I feel like this year I'm going to start working to change that. Um, I feel like with my with my education and my experience, I feel like I'm worth more than what I've been making. So it's not going to happen right away, but that is going to be something I'm going to be pursuing. I'm going to be pursuing um, more income in terms of earned income from a job, but I'm also going to be starting to kind of put some feelers out on different business ideas as well. Um, Tell me what you guys think. Starting a business is not something that's easy, and it's got to be something that you know that's in tune with my skill sets. So I'll be working on that. Um, as for everything else going on, Christmas is this week, of course. I'm working tomorrow, but our office is closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I will be at work Thursday and Friday, but I might be the only one there. I don't. I know we have a lot of people that are going to be out those Thursday and Friday too, so I might be the only person in the office that those 2 days. Um, I am excited about starting. I actually am feeling very optimistic about 2025. Maybe I shouldn't be. I think there's reasons to be apprehensive about 2025, but I feel like it's actually going to be a year where I'm turning a corner. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys are all doing well, and I look forward to reading your comments. Have a good day.